Good morning, Michelle Saxman here, and ready to share with you some time with Proverbs 12. And this is the reflection, if you will, is being guided by the Hope Church, a reading that did a monthly daily devotional that they did in the month of January for Proverbs. So the highlighted verse for it today is Proverbs 12:26. The righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. The reflection. This verse emphasizes the importance of our personal relationships. Who we choose as friends has an impact on the direction of our lives. Friends can encourage us in our faith and point us to Jesus along the way, or they can lead us away from Christ. Who we choose as friends has eternal implications. So on to the reading for today, Proverbs 12. Something to pay attention in this one as I was kind of going through it on my own just a few minutes ago. And I love contrast. I love knowing the difference between the words of the culture and the words of the kingdom. So keeping in mind, we hear the contrast of righteousness, and the wicked and wickedness. And in addition, paying attention to the words of the wise and the words of the fool. So we're on a journey of self-awareness. And I love that phrase, know thyself. So listening to these words and determining, are we following the path of the wise or the fool, the righteous or the wicked? So on to the reading. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. A good man obtains favor from the Lord, but the Lord condemns a crafty man. A man cannot be established through wickedness, but the righteous cannot be uprooted. A wife of noble character is her husband's crown, but a disgraceful wife is like decay in his bones. The plans of the righteous are just, but the advice of the wicked is deceitful. The words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the speech of the upright rescues them. Wicked men are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous stands firm. A man is praised according to his wisdom, but men with warped minds are despised. Better to be a nobody and yet have a servant than pretend to be somebody and have no food. A righteous man cares for the needs of his animal, but the kindest acts of the wicked are cruel. He who works his land will have abundant food, but he who chases fantasies lacks judgment. The wicked desire the plunder of evil men, but the root of the righteous flourishes. An evil man is trapped by his sinful talk, but a righteous man escapes trouble. From the fruit of his lips, a man is filled with good things, as surely as the work of his hands rewards him. The way of a fool seems right to him, but the wise man listens to advice. A fool shows his annoyance at once, but a prudent man overlooks an insult. A truthful witness gives honest testimony, but a false witness tells lies. Reckless words pierce like a sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue lasts only a moment. There is deceit in the heart of those who plot evil, but joy for those who promote peace. No harm befalls the righteous, but the wicked have their fill of trouble. The Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in men who are truthful. A prudent man keeps his knowledge to himself, but the heart of the fool blurts out folly. Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in slave labor. An anxious heart weighs a man down, but a kind word cheers him up. A righteous man is cautious in friendship, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. A lazy man does not roast his game, but the diligent man prizes his possessions. In the way of righteousness there is life. Along that path is immortality. I've got a couple of takeaways on this one. And again, I said in the beginning, pay attention to the contrast between righteous and wicked. And when we hear the contrast of the wise and the fools. But I'm going to go into from the fruit of the lips. It was in chapter 12, verse 14, but we also hear it again in 18, in 19, and in 22. How valuable are the words that pass through our lips, because they are a reflection of our internal dialogue. They can lead to strife, deceit, manipulation, pretending. That is going to be a reflection of our internal insecurities and our vulnerabilities. But how about those words that show the fruits of the Spirit? When we use patience, when we pause, it says the fruit of the lips is for a man is filled with good things. That, you guys, that is because we're trying to cultivate the fruits of the Spirit. So our words speak life and nourishment over others. We have that power, but we also have that power within us through our words to tear down, to mislead, to cause malice. And we are reminded, just know who you are, know whose you are, know where you are on this journey. And also, and I'd like to reflect for a moment on 23, a prudent man keeps his knowledge to himself, but the heart of the fools blurt out folly. And that to me was not about, like, I'm going to keep my wisdom to myself, but it's more about having patience so that we're not just acting out and we're not responding to something quickly, that we can pause for his powerful presence, that we can establish boundaries. It is not our responsibility to pull someone else out of that pit, but it is our responsibility to know where we are and not allow ourselves to be dragged down and misled by others. So those are my reflections and takeaways for today. Have a super blessed day. If, as I was reading this, you had an aha moment that can bring encouragement to others, please put it down in the comments. Let's speak life and words of love over one another. Have a blessed one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.